He was an immigrant.
All right, Justin, so what's the issue here? What's going on?
The issue?
No, I don't know. I walked in. I heard you yelling. So what's up?
They're accusing libertarians of being white nationalists just because we disagree with their communist propaganda.
Okay.
They accuse anyone who disagrees with their viewpoint of being a white nationalist and claim we are all Nazis and we need our free speech shut down.
There are white nationalists, and a lot of them are connected to the people that plan this. They leaked their discussion logs from Discord chat rooms, and people that were involved in organizing this event are connected to white nationalists.
Garrett Kirkland organized this event. Garrett Kirkland was the state chairman of the Jill Stein campaign for president.
Let's keep it conversational. Didn't Medlar do it? Didn't Medlar organize?
Medlar did not organize this event.
Okay. So it was Garrett.
Garrett organized this event. Garrett and Sampson.
All right. Because the way that I interpreted from what Medlar was putting out there, he's kind of making it seem like
Medlar likes to take credit. Medlar also likes to claim to be a libertarian, when in reality, he's just a fucking prick who likes pushing people's buttons.
All right. I'm just trying to keep it conversational so people can learn from each other.
I believe in free speech. I'm here to support free speech for those who I disagree with. I may not agree with what they say, but it is their right to say it,
right?
They have a right to say it.
Even if the Nazis are openly preaching genocide, you'll defend that?
They have a right to say it until they act upon.
Right.
You're not simply sitting here claiming your right to tell them to fuck off. You're actively promoting. You are actively promoting a platform to deny them the right to speak.
Because in Nazi Germany, they were given the right to speak, and look what happened. The fucking Holocaust happened.
It wasn't because they were given the right to speak. It was because they denied that right to anyone who disagreed with them.
But they had the right to speak their genocidal bullshit at first, though, didn't they?
And then...
No. Answer the question, didn't they?
And they should have. Anybody should have the right to speak whatever is on their mind.
And then they, because they had the right to say such genocidal bullshit...
communist. I'm going to quote Vladimir Ilyich Lenin here for you. You have the right to speak, scream, yell, and lie to your heart's content. But I have the right by the principles of freedom of association to disassociate myself from anyone who speaks such nonsense. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, your communist hero, believed in free speech more than you do.
But okay, all right. But giving free speech to Nazis, again, resulted in World War II.
And giving free speech to communists resulted in fucking decades and generations of enslavement, poverty, and death all along the Asian continent.
Like opening your eyes in America, like you live here, that's kind of what goes on here every day.
I'll say 50 million to 80 million.
The Khmer Rouge communist regime killed 40% of their nation's population.
Capitalism, 20 million.
When was the last time you stood in the bread line begging for food?
We already have communism. It's called jail.
That's not.
It's called jail.
When's the last time this guy worked for a living? This is my question.
Me?
Oh my God, brother! Look at my boots. I'm a fucking American worker.
What do you do though?
I'm a worker.
What do you do?
Suburbs, most of you. You're all from the suburbs, most of you. You're getting back at your
One of my
parents.
friends came back from Cuba. It's actually pretty cool.
You guys doing
The fact that you can stand here ignorant of the history of your ideology.
He's not ignorant.
You are the ignorant of the history of your ideology. And that is the definition of privilege. You are the most privileged among us. To think that you can take the moral high ground and espouse an ideology that has killed hundreds of millions of people, that has resulted in a 100% record of totalitarian dictatorship.
Capitalism
and poverty
kills 100 million
across the globe.
people every 5.5 years. Capitalism kills people every 5.5 years. 20. Okay.
I don't know what rock you called out on.
You know how many years capitalism has been in existence? Like I said,
the dawn
capitalism kills 100 million people every 5.5 years. It's already killed more people than communism ever has in its existence.
Capitalism is a free exchange of goods, ideas, and services across any border.
It's a system of oppression.
Capitalism is not a system of oppression. It's a method
you carry your phone.
It's based on the workers.
Let's hug each other.
You're exploiting your own.
Wait.
How so?
It's hard to do the live stream and go to the second
Who made
floor.
that? Who made that? Who made that? Was that made in Asia?
The workers made this.
The workers made that, and
It was made under a communist regime where children are paid cents a day.
China is not communist.
So what does that make you then? If you're taking advantage, you're
It's not taking advantage.
I mean, you're.
You won't buy certain things that are made in countries like that too. So do you want to be taking advantage as well?
I choose to pay more for most of my goods that are made in America. The only goods that I don't buy that aren't made in America are goods that I cannot procure made in
So he
America.
supports a free market in which people should pay as little as possible for the goods they buy, except for when he doesn't and he thinks government regulations are fucking great. Apparently, that's what you just said.
You partake in the spoils of capitalism. You know. You partake in the into the wealth. You're all from the upper. You're from the middle. You're from the upper middle class. You kids. I'm from the working class. You're supposed to represent me, but you don't. You turn your backs on us. So you don't even care. You're frauds.
No, your government is turning your fucking turning their backs on you.
You're frauds. You're all frauds. You're all from upper class. You're upper class people. You're all from college. You're upper class. Most of you, I can guarantee, I would bet my life on most of your upper class kids. You're just kids getting back at your parents. That's all it is.
Oh, the class to go back to your parents' defense because you have nothing intelligent to say.
Well, I, for one, have nothing intelligent to say. That's why I brought a ukulele.
Did you at least bring Vermin?
I did. He's around somewhere.
Have you ever read the Communist Manifesto? Have you read it?
Yes, I have.
So it's anti-middle class, but you lived into it.
It's anti-upper class, anti-upper class,
Anti-middle class. I read it.
You must have an incorrect interpretation of the Communist Manifesto.
I read the Communist Manifesto.
You must not have learned from it then. Or you must have
But you know,
skimmed through.
I mean-
you must have read the first 2 pages and been like, "Oh, communism is bad. I don't like it because more
Can you
capitalism."
name one communist society? One example of communism in
I read
practice where
Alienated
society has
Labor.
not evolved
Alienated
into
Labor.
chaos and a failed state. Cuba.
One of my friends
Cuba's
came
a
back from
failed
Cuba.
state with one of the lowest.
He means Cuba Gooding Jr.
They weren't so.
They were socialists.
They
They
used
were
the term
socialists.
socialist to bring in the working class. You just, dude.
National
dude.
German Socialist Party. That's what it was. Nazis were socialists. That's what it means, you fool.
What kind of shit is that?
They were socialists.
Well, I think the argument they're making over there is that when we joke that America is a democracy, we know it's not. You can name something and not have it be what it
Flaws.
is.
I mean, I'm not saying capitalism has its flaws.
No, I'm saying
It has its
America
lot
is not a
of flaws.
democracy,
It has a
and
lot
so
of
I mean,
flaws. But free association.
you can call yourself the Democratic Party, but the DNC fraud lawsuit proves that the Democrats are not democratic, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
DNC fraud lawsuit proves that the Democrats are not democratic. You can be named something and do the opposite of it.
I mean,
So just because the National Socialists call themselves socialists doesn't mean that they're socialists.
Well, the state took over. I mean,
Well, there is a corruption of things that goes on, right?
there's always going to be corruption.
Right. So the point that they're making is
Smaller-
is that just because someone names themselves socialist doesn't make
I
them
like
socialist.
listen, a little bit of socialism is okay. But like anything else, it gets out of control. You know, I like libraries. I like Social Security. I like Medicare. But like anything else, it's trust me, I'm a working class lad. A little bit of socialism is okay. But like
That's not the
anything
point I
else-
was making. I was just talking about misnomers.
I'm sorry.
You were complaining about misnomers, and so I was rebutting to your comment about
Everyone
misnomers.
says that. Well, it wasn't practiced the way it was supposed to be. It wasn't practiced the way it was supposed to be practiced. They say every ideology.
I'm just
they
talking
say
straight
that.
about
Even
misnomers, that's all.
capitalism, they say that.
Okay, can I interrupt one second? Can I get your name, please?
My name's Theo Ray. I'm a poet.
And do you live here in Boston? Thank you.
Hi,
And your name?
I'm Rod.
And do you live in Boston?
I'm bi-coastal, I guess.
Okay.
Back and forth.
Thank you.
Indeed. Mr. WMBR, what's your name?
Dave Goodman.
Dave
Guys
Goodman.
that never
Nice
work.
to meet you.
You're supposed to represent me. You guys don't even work. Supposed to be workers. I'm the real proletariat. I'm the real proletariat. You guys are frauds. You guys are riding on my back.
Well,
I'm the real proletariat. The real. Look at my boots. Look at my boots. Look at my fucking boots.
oh, he's got nice boots. He's got nice boots.
Oh, I'm not in a union. I don't
You
have.
could get nicer boots if you.
They're trying to unionize. They're trying to, but that's not my fault. I'm the working class. Look at you. Where are you from?
So are you just trying to argue with these guys? I mean, like, obviously they don't want to get like
kids.
Like, you know, if you have like a nice conversation, maybe you all can learn back and forth from each other, right?
You know what? Learn from Victorian Steve Bannon here. Sorry, I'm not interested in what you have to say. I'm not sure what hatter shop is currently closed so that you could come here.
You never worked a day in your life. You have no reality.
Wait.
You don't know what reality is.
But
you don't know anything.
We all work since we were fucking kids, man.
We're workers who know what happens to workers in America and side with workers.
If we're gonna throw out names, though, you're Cowboy Bob Dylan.
That's fair.
Am I right? That's a good one,
A lot
right?
more people who fucking you think I actually come.
All right, so here comes the march.
They want to participate.
This looks to be the Veterans for Peace group. And here they come. Oh, by the way, we're at the Refuse Marxism rally, aka. Okay, what's going on? We're at the Refuse Marxism rally, aka Restore the Republic. I don't know why it has two names, but.
All right, let's spread out. Okay, right there to right here.
Jed,
Form a line.
you know I was just doing it for fun, but yes, it did.
Okay. Okay, let's spread our flags out. 2 people on a flag.
Oh, hey, look, they got a PA today. All right, well, oh, they're starting with the USA chant right off the bat. All right.
USA will be getting started shortly. I would hope that. We have sound this time around.
Here comes the big police group here. Oh, that's Vermin.
The gay agenda is gonna stick it up your butt. Come on, people. Hey, Vermin, get this party started.
Oh yeah, Mr. Lovely Walk. Found him at City Hall Plaza and fucking marched with him the whole way.
No, no one was up there when I went.
Yeah. I called you, but your box is full. It's off.
Well,
Good, how you doing?
I'm a horrible person.
Yes, I am.
Why do you keep spelling Osama bin Laden's name? These people love Osama bin Laden. Since I've been with them, they do nothing but say USA, Osama bin Laden.
Let's.
Anti-fascista! 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 No KKK! No fascist USA! No Trump! No KKK!
Like family officer likes.
Yes, tag him. Hey Joey, how's it going?
Good to see you, brother.
Likewise. What's going on today?
Not much. Just enjoying a beautiful day in Boston. Gonna give a speech in there. Just looking at all the communists right here. the hypocrisy of communism is unbelievable right now. Stalin and Hitler are the exact same thing. And so, yeah, just enjoying a beautiful day in Boston.
Well, they did fight each other, but I get your point.
Well, only because Hitler invaded Russia.
No.
If he would have never invaded, they would have never fought. They had a treaty. Stalin didn't care what Hitler was doing. He just shouldn't have gone onto Russia territory.
I get what you're saying. That's just
What's up? This way. I'm enjoying a beautiful day. This is America. I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. How about you? Hey, can you go wherever you want?
looks like stuff is going on. So it looks like the alt-righters are headed out this way, down past the cops, while Antifa seems to be back the other way. We got Shiva Prasannan up here. Good that he's promoting himself in the middle of a riot.
And you don't even know it. They are. They're the Nazis. Look at them. They're just telling you it. Look at their sign. Eventually you'll learn to the best doesn't have to be too late. You'll learn now. Black lives matter does not kill when black lives matter. What are you talking about? Hey, we gotta check the other side. All lives matter, even Antifa, unfortunately.
If only you had your Prussian flag.
I know, right?
And they took
Mike. Germany, Prussia again. I had the flag. I had the Prussia flag and everything.
Don't headbutt nobody with that now.
We're going to let you in this shoot. You will be checked for weapons moving further, okay?
What's a weapon?
A weapon, gun, knife, pole, stick, anything that can be used as a weapon. If you have one on you and you're not supposed to, you will be arrested. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah. You're going to check bags, right?
We're going to check bags.
4%. If you have a gun or a knife, they just said they're going to detain you. So do not come in with a gun or knife.
Well, we don't have a gun or knife.
Well, there's actually bars in this state that tell you how big of a knife
Officer, can press come in this area?
Bags and everything can be checked.
Can press come in this area?
Yes, they can.
All right.
I'm just giving this now. Who do I give it to?
I don't have any
All right.
weapons, though.
So we're walking in.
I'm not scared of Antifa.
No one should.
Antifa. They don't know what gender they are. How the hell can you believe somebody that doesn't know their own gender? Seriously, how can you really believe that? I don't know. I think Colonel Marxism knew his own gender. Antifa, why are you so weird?
What?
Excuse me, man.
In August?
What's up, man?
Look, guys, my greatest weapon, my voice.
Oh, God!
Whatever shall we do now?
It's too violent. Put it away.
Oh, man. Let's play You Can't Have a Gun If. You can't have a gun if you don't know your own gender. You can't have a gun if your hair looks like cotton candy. You can't have a gun if you only believe whites can be racist. You can't have a gun if your wife has a boyfriend.
Don't forget the actual legal.
Sure.
Okay. I like this game better because there's more.
All right, so again, we're at the Resist Marxism rally on the Boston Common, aka
You can have a gun if you're dishonorably discharged from the military.
aka Rally for the Republic.
Sorry, excuse me.
For what? Just reminding the audience what it is. Resist Marxism, etc.
Resist Marxism. Why do we need to have a rally to resist Marxism? Because apparently it's reached the college campuses of America. This is what you pay your tuition for, kids. Some of you just are trust fund commies.
I would say most of them are probably trust fund commies. I would say probably most of them are trust
You got to switch the direction on that thing, man. It's like you're yelling at the people behind you. Which is okay if that's what you're going for.
If anything, I yell when I see myself. Sorry about that.
If somebody agreed with you on something, does that make their argument possible? Yes. I don't have any ideas. You have a megaphone, you say dumb stuff with a phone on your head.
I could.
Hey, did you call me, you guys? What am I, below you? How many of me do you see? I see one of me.
Herman, why aren't you coming in?
I said, there's only one of me standing here.
Can I borrow?
Hey, did I tell you I fucked your mom about 30 years ago? Say hi to her. And oh, did I mention that I'm your dad? And I'm very ashamed of you.
Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, so.
Welcome to Checkpoint Boston. Please have your dental records ready for inspection. Please remove your shoes for public safety. Please drop your pants. Please be prepared for a full-body cavity rectal exam. And you will like it. A little prostate tickling did it for you.
Oh, thank you, you're very kind. Of course. That's awesome.
Hey, Kyle, did I mention that I fucked your mom? Yeah, that's right. I'm your dad, and I'm very ashamed with you.
Oh,
hi.
Hey. It was.
So you're not coming in, or they won't let you?
The 4-star wouldn't let me. Kyle said, "Yeah, come on in," but no. Fucking Mr. 4-star said no. The superintendent, the ranking guy. Get his name if you can, because he's obviously my lawsuit.
Okay. See what I can do.
Yeah, he's got the 3 or 4 stars on his shoulder, superintendent.
Okay.
To make the numbers look bigger than they actually are. That's what Antifa does. They go and look for liberal-minded people and make it look like they're moderate when they're not. They're engaging in violent actions. They believe in engaging in terrorism. And you can watch the video called The Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement, which calls for the burning down of our country and the killing of the American people. And it talks about modeling their revolution on what's going on in Syria with the Rojava movement by using guns and RPGs, and they want to bring that back here, according to their own videos. Are you all planning on beating me up? Is that why you rushed down here? Is that why you came down here? Because I'm speaking my mind? Don't flatter myself. You gave me a front page article. You obviously are concerned with my free speech rights.
I don't know, your free speech rights seem pretty protected.
Yeah, and you created the own police state that you're standing near.
Hey, Jed or anyone else out on there, you can share this, you know. So it's good.
Look at you. You all want to come at me and you want to basically beat me up because you're so irrational and you don't even know why you hate me.
I thought you were an anti-statist, and here I'm watching you literally have a safe space.
You're creating statism by causing them to be here. You're actually creating it.
You're a hypocrite. You're massively.
I'm a hypocrite. I didn't ask the police to come here. They did because they're concerned with your violence.
Then come over.
He can hear you. Just do that when you're talking to the crowd. Or I'll give this to him.
I was just saying, you can hear him. He doesn't have to yell over you.
No, but everyone else should hear what I have to say because these people would like to silence my free speech if they could.
You're awful.
They probably won't like that with the.
They shouldn't like him either.
I want to make you guys happy, so.
Don't think I go hand in hand. Don't think I go hand in hand. So it's the Bill of Rights a white supremacist document. I've been trying to collect. It is. And why is that?
Who the hell was it written by? It was written by neo-colonials.
No, they were subjects under a royal crown. So what do you want to replace it with?
I don't know, something that more collectively embodies the diversity reflected in the country. I'm sorry, I know that's a threat to you guys.
You don't even know what you want to replace it with. You're ready to tear down the system. That's not rational. That's irrational and illogical. Take my picture. I'll stand with you.
Space. You fucking hypocrite.
I'm not a hypocrite.
You fascist piece of shit.
I'm a fascist.
You fascist piece of shit.
What's a fascist?
Get out of the safe space, you hypocrite. Yeah, I got you.
This guy's making a valid point about the safe space. Just saying.
No war! No cops! No war! No war!
Antifa's obviously not an anarchist movement of the
On one side of the bike, please.
Can I go in there then?
What?
May I go in?
Are you with the group?
I'm with press. They said press can enter.
Okay.
Huh? Can I do it myself or?
Just wait till I tell you that.
Hey, shithead in the blue helmet! You only feel safe behind a line of cops handing your fucking body over? Why didn't you come out here? Why don't go get
Yep.
See the bag?
Yeah. Just pull it off, can you?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I guess we got to pull off the bullhorn first thing. Wait, I'm just tangled now. I don't know what you have.
I'm just gonna hold this. I'm not gonna do anything.
Sorry, folks. I'm being searched. Very nicely. I'm nicely being searched. Some junk. I'm an independent documentarian. You'll see on the most popular video about John Medlar, the previous rally. I also did a weekly dig for the last rally. I've been for the New York Times on down, but I'm a freelancer.
No, I don't want. We can't have you use the tripod. We're using weapons. Okay.
Other media is being allowed to bring the tripod. Yeah, I'm independent media. It doesn't. They don't have special rights.
Escort him into the media pen area. He can set up his tripod in the media pen area only. Okay. Go ahead.
Coming in?
Yes.
Got anything on him? Any weapons or anything?
All right, sorry about the dead air here, people. I'm being searched.
Do you have anything on you at all?
I have my wallet.
Just gonna give a pat frisk, and there's gonna be a wand that goes down there.
Yeah,
That'll check you out as well. Okay.
Maybe keys and I don't know. Oh, it's another camcorder.
Okay, that's fine. Just gonna make sure. So, just can you turn around for me real quick?
Of course.
Captain.
Yeah.
Random people allowed to bring in the selfie stick thing.
What is it?
Not by the media, a camera.
Sorry.
It's all good. So sorry about the delay, folks. I'm just being searched here. Again, we're at the Resist Marxism rally.
We're all set.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you, sir.
There will be a one down there, okay?
Okay, thank you. I got it.
Yes, yep, no, go ahead.
All right, so sorry, folks. So we're at the Resist Marxism rally in Boston. Gabe Brown?
Yes.
Hey, what do you got to say?
What would you like to ask me?
I don't know. You're very vocal, so I just figured I'd come say hello. I'm Rod. I'll give you a fist bump. Make it easier. Here.
I'm about
Here,
free speech.
Here, let me switch this.
I'm all about free speech. I stand with these people's free speech rights. If communists had applied for a permit and wanted to have a free speech rally all of their own, although I don't often see that, I would support that right. But I have problems with Antifa. I believe they're hypocritical in many ways. And I also know that many of them are sponsored, not necessarily with a paycheck, but they're greater, larger movements sponsored by wealthy capitalists, like the Ford Foundation, the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is an FBI intelligence gathering front, utilizes these people as useful idiots to basically engage in violent actions against anybody who's authentically looking at the wrongdoings of the state, the system. Because I've seen left-wing activists getting called Nazis and fascists who don't agree with the right wing on a lot of things. I don't think it's right that people like Tim Pool, Daniel Durst are getting attacked. And I stand by their free speech rights, and I stand by everyone's here's free speech rights. So I'm very vocal against the Antifa because I see them as a totalitarian movement that doesn't agree with people having rights, other than the rights that they choose to grant them. That's why I'm out here.
I saw one of the videos of you online. You have anarchist leanings.
So you know about my name.
I addressed you by name at first.
Okay.
So obviously I do.
What videos have you watched?
Honestly, it was just last night. It was only one video. I think it was maybe at one of the previous rallies. And
You're talking about the one in May of me talking about Antifa.
Yeah, I mean, you were
that
saying
was
similar
on
things,
that
and you were
was
talking
on
about
It's
the
Going
FBI
Down's
and-
website. Yes.
No, I understand.
Yes, that was on their website.
So I mean, I'm just do my best to educate myself about anything.
Yeah,
and
my
everything that's
leanings,
going-
which I have no apologies for. I'm classical liberal, libertarian. I believe in civic nationalism, not racial nationalism, not ethno-nationalism. I believe in cultural forms, which means that we have a common culture, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, that stuff, and anarchist leanings because I believe in no rulers, but I do believe in rules. Because philosophically, in a foundation, in order to have anarchism, you need to have a basis of some kind of foundation.
Like a
for
rainbow
yourself.
kitchen.
I believe in meshing ideas together that make sense to me. And I believe in people having rights. I don't care what group you come from. I don't care whether you're black, white, whatever. I believe everybody has a right to their ideas. Everybody has a right to their views. And everybody has a right to exist. And I think in the free marketplace of ideas, we should discuss these different ideas.
And so I think so. What I'm seeing is the clash of like classical liberals. Like you look at Millie Weaver, some of the people at InfoWars, like her husband
Yes.
Gavin Wentz. They describe themselves as classical liberals.
Yes.
And I've heard others of up at the protests at Berkeley, and I've interviewed many of the main characters here. I know Joey and Kyle
Yes.
and all that stuff. But so the big thing here seems to be, at least for Antifa and the people on the hard left, what they're talking about is like kind of like this this postmodernist kind of philosophy, or at least political philosophy, where they say there's the paradox of tolerance or intolerance.
We're following Herbert Marcuse's idea of no tolerance to that which we disagree.
Well, I think their idea is not to be tolerant to intolerance. Otherwise, the intolerant people will kill you.
But how do they know that somebody's intolerant? It seems that they're engaged in witch hunting and they just assume a lot rather than actually know.
And that might be.
And I'm very concerned that they would just go rabidly, like lunatics, go and attack people without even asking. Is this even accurate? Is this correct? Are we really going after Nazis?
Well, and I'll be one of the first to say, if you look at my video of John Medlar before the previous rally, it's probably one of the more popular videos about the Boston rally last time around, where I did make that point that I didn't believe that there were any real Nazis here. There were associations like Augustus Invictus, the Holocaust denier, and all that.
I don't know if that's accurate, though. I don't think he's ever actually called himself that.
Yeah, no, there's the interview that he did
See,
with the Southern Poverty Law
too.
Center.
They call me that too, but I'm not that.
He said it himself.
Well, I've never heard him say that.
There's video
Maybe
of it.
I'll look for it, obviously.
Yeah,
but
you
even
can...
if he did say that, my whole position is he has a right to believe what he wants, whether I agree with it or not. I don't have to agree with somebody to then, I don't agree with you, let me silence your free speech. I don't agree with you, I'll discuss those ideas rationally and civilly.
We should probably get up there.
Yes.
Like they're doing. But thank you for talking to me.
I'm not asking for people to like everything that other people say. I'm asking people to respect the right that we can have different points of views. We don't have to agree with them, but we should civilly discuss them to get to the bottom line.
Are you coming and going? These guys, hold on. You gotta just, we're gonna have to just check.
Do it again?
All right? Yeah, check.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're being searched again. So,
yeah, we're being searched.
It's okay. I'll just telling the live audience. That's all.
Yeah. One at a time. Let's unzip that jacket. Thank you. Anything? Get the one over here. Fight the real enemy.
Are you gonna go in, sir?
I am. Go for it. I have a camera in that pocket. Hopefully, it should show it.
Just got a cell phone or something?
Oh, my wallet is in there, and you want so some wallet and Kleenex.
They said tripods. Can you just open it up? Like
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
You can't bring that in. Jason.
It's an inhaler.
I apologize. Thank you.
Okay, what do you call it? What do you call this? I'm sorry.
Ukulele.
Yes. Ukulele guitar?
Yeah, the tripod. Don't worry about that. Nothing's being thrown out. It'll be there at the end, all right? You'll sit. Okay. And if it's not there, it'll be under the bandstand. You can make arrangements. Okay.
Now,
anything that
he can have that. He can have that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they bring
You can have this as small. You can have that.
Thank you.
We'll just throw that in.
Yeah, you can throw it in.
Just stay right here, sir.
Hey, Pamela. You prefer Pamela or
shame we
Pamela
have
these
to
days?
go for these circumstances.
Search right here, right? Yeah. Because a lot of people are coming in different circumstances. All right, hey, form a line. One on each side if you want.
We're good? Yep. All right, thank you, sir. I am good.
I know nothing about you. Maybe you can introduce yourself to me.
I did. I said my name. I'm Rod Weber.
What is your media outlet?
I'm just an independent documentarian.
Like
you can rodweber.com or go to my YouTube channel, which is just again my name.
I'm making a video, but I'm gonna put your video up on so people can actually look for your media.
Sure.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
I'm not the bad guy I've been painted.
No, I hope no one's the bad guy. Everyone is trying to make a better world.
It's a guilt by association mentality because I talk to people that they don't want to talk to. I actually try to encourage solutions to people they don't want to talk to. Because I figure, you know what? Why don't we encourage them with realistic solutions to be like, look, we don't want you to have state power. Why don't you isolate yourselves and have small knit communities and not attack people? That could be done. A lot of these people don't want to attack people. They just want to be left alone.
All right, let's
if you would like to, we could talk more later.
Yeah. I want to see what they're saying up here, though.
All these protesters showed up and tried to prevent people from getting on stage. We see you out there, we're talking to you. And I thank you for coming out today because you're the one who needs to hear our words the most. We're coming out here peacefully trying to use our words to articulate something that will cause social change. And you're coming here with signs and violence and all sorts of hateful rhetoric. And nobody up here are what you're portraying us to be. So
I'm trying to go around.
Mark, somebody, one of the main organizers, stand by, prepare to wait.
Yeah, we're at the Resist Marxism rally. I got to stop there. So anywhere over here? I can't go in the press area?
Just get away from me.
Oh, okay.
We have an incredible lineup here today. People flew from Oregon, California. Am I saying Oregon wrong? I heard that I trigger people the way that I say Oregon. It's Oregon. Oregon! They came from Oregon. My name is Samson Rajapi. None of you are going to know my name or my face unless you watched North Shore Antifa where they tried to out me. They put my face on there and they said I'd like to come to the Boston Common and smoke cannabis and argue about free market principles. And they put all this stuff on their website like that's a bad thing. That I come out here wanting to talk to people. Crazy, right? But I want to know who's going to be the next speaker so I can kind of introduce them. Do you have how shall I introduce you, sir? Do you want to do it yourself? So this gentleman's going to introduce himself, and he's going to have some words to say to you today. And I don't know, I've never really had a conversation with him before, but he doesn't really look like a white supremacist or a Nazi to me. I have a feeling he's not. But who knows? I'll let you judge him based off of his words, unlike all the signs out there. So thank you very much.
All right, thanks,
okay
everybody.
To go up?
I got it. I do radio. Don't worry about that. My name is Christopher Mader, and I'm from the M&P Conservative Media Network. We do a radio show on KTNTradio.com. It's called the Meat Potato Show, Conservative Talk and Awesome Rock. We have been broadcasting for well over 10 years in various formats. If there's one thing I'm very familiar with is being silenced. I have been fired from past radio shows for my conservative views. I have been told to tone things down over the years, which eventually led me to have to go and start my own network, to do my own stuff on the internet. And God is good, because what's ended up happening is now the show is broadcasting quite literally nationwide. And we have, for the past several years, been the gracious host to interview all sorts of candidates from all sorts of parties all across the country. We talk about parental alienation, the court system stealing people's children away from them, police brutality, and of course now, as we can all see, the communist takeover of the United States of America. So what I want to say tonight, or today, is what defines us. What defines us as Americans, and what defines us as a sovereign citizen, and what defines us as a free people, and who gets to determine those answers except those same free and sovereign American people.
This is what's
Only
going
they
on
get
here.
to decide
Again,
for
they've blocked everything off out here.
Unlike what you hear all the time throughout the news and from them, the United States
the resistance
is not
outside
a
is much bigger.
democracy. The United States never was a democracy. It is never intended to be a democracy. The United States, as our founders have founded this country, is a constitutional republic. Freedom of speech is not about what you wish never to hear and then make silent, but to defend the right of everyone to speak those words you find most abhorrent, to ask questions that angers your opposition, and to ask questions about authority rule, and to speak openly with different opinions, to actively engage in a long-honored tradition of debate and exchange, to foster amity and compromise, to further the human condition and advance society into a better future for all Americans, black, white, Latino, gay, lesbian, I don't care if you even come from somewhere out there in space. We are now living in the modern America that once was the Europe of the 1930s. Opposition speaking out, defending republic and rule of law. That is us here at the bandstand. Mobs swarming to attack them and silence freedom of speech. Many of those mobs sanctioned by the leftist local government here in Boston, advertised by the leftist-controlled media, just as Boston did last August. As Marty Walsh, do you reject our message today? The false premise of hatred and bigotry perpetrated by Mayor Marty Walsh about young Americans standing up for their future and the failure to retract his comments caused tens of thousands of people to threaten, riot, and commit acts of violence against anyone who crossed their paths. The true bigotry and hatred existed out there, not in here. Politicians who placate these groups are as guilty of destroying our constitutional freedoms as Antifa is. The delay and subsequent denial of the permit is just a simple bureaucratic runaround, but it is commonly used as a weapon to deny citizens.
Kind of just feels like they're saying the same stuff over and over again. We've got, once again, a crowd of 10 people. Not a lot going on here. The main crowd are the counter-protesters.
Doesn't say that anywhere. Why do we have this common ground right here? This park was put here over 200 years ago. All the people together and peaceably assembled.
So,
why must we request a permit? But yet violent groups think they pull the permit. Yet here we are today, folks.
No KKK.
But unlike the ghetto uprising in Poland, we won't wait until the socialists and the nationalists, which are out there, not in here.
And down this way, you can see Antifa's marching. Got the chants and the hammer and sickle flag. You see the red flag right to the left of the pole there. Kind of an interesting symbol from the mix. Obviously, those on the right are. Well, that's kind of the big thing to take issue with. Probably a reasonable thing to worry about Stalin. If Stalin lives in your dreams, I believe that's their worry.
Protection of divine providence. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. God bless you. God bless our Constitution, and may God bless these, the United States of America.
Yeah, I know, Kenny. It's hard to be heard here. Okay. Well, we got a little pause here. We're at the Resist Marxism rally. It's I don't know. It's kind of a wacky name. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my little pin here. It's like Tiny from the Proud Boys there with the Trump 45 shirt.
They're mostly documentarian.
Hey, it's Brandon Navom, everyone. What's with the get-up?
Taking precautions.
In here? You don't want to be seen.
Our next speaker is. I thought it better to put it on before on the march in and out.
I can take it off now.
Okay.
It's not like it stopped you from recognizing me.
I can hear you a little better now.
Okay, that might be better for interviews.
Yeah. Hey, that's secret enough looking. I don't think anyone can tell.
What do you think of this craziness?
Okay, only because I know
It's about kind of what I guessed it would be.
Yeah.
Relatively small attendance, but again, the counter protest is a little bit bigger than the rally itself.
Yeah, they seem mad.
Yes.
As a constitutionalist.
I wonder if they can define exactly what they're mad about.
Well, I think, again, there's the association with Medlar and the Holocaust denial of Augustus Invictus and all those guys.
Who's not here.
I understand that, but it's the associations, I believe.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And I can tell you, what we do does not
in my
come
case,
without many consequences.
Do you want to tell people quickly who you are?
Yeah, sure.
This is Brandon Navon, the man who brought forward the lawsuit because he lost his job after the first free speech rally a couple months ago.
With the topic of speech,
yeah, so
I still protect
I lost my job when on a Sunday I was clothes shopping with my daughter, going out to get her ready for the new school year. It was the day after Charlottesville, and
by the media and the extreme left.
And speak loud, because
sorry. So like a lot of fathers, I was clothes shopping with my daughter, and I didn't fully know what happened in Charlottesville. I had heard some news headlines, but didn't pay attention. But I started getting calls from reporters, and then I started getting a call from my employer.
Well, because you were scheduled as the speaker at the first Boston rally, right?
That's correct, because my name was listed on the speakers. And so I was fired 6 days before the Boston rally because of rumors that were not true about words I had not yet spoken. And I would merely ask, do we want to live in a world where we're all a few tweets away from being unemployed? You know, a few bits and bytes get set in the wrong direction, people overreact, and they start making accusations of accusations of accusations. I know in my personal case, there were people who went and went on my Facebook and were trying to compare me to people down in Charlottesville, saying I was down there. I haven't had my beard in over a year. They were looking at pictures that were obviously not me. And do we all want to be convicted by associations of associations of associations?
In me. Before
wouldn't it be easier perhaps to just not be associated and not come here?
Well, you know, that's the thing about this game of 6 Degrees of David Duke. You know,
have fought and died.
I actually, being an engineer, I can tell you, if you know graph theory, you know you can connect any individual to any other individual on this planet via 6 hops or less.
As they see us
so we're all connected. I want a more connected society, not a less connected society. I just want one where we can engage in civil discourse without fear of reprisals.
And remember, we all
if things hadn't gone the way that they did go during the last Boston rally, what were you planning to speak about? What would you have said if you ended up getting up on the stage?
Yeah. So I had a really great speech talking about the right of the free expression of all human beings and how that's actually the cornerstone of our society.
All right, let's hear it, Danny.
So it was actually some of the most benign things that you could possibly imagine. Do you want me to give a piece of it? Do you want me? Oh boy.
He's been an activist for various causes.
Do you want to wait until after the things are over? Or do you want me to give the whole thing? Or do you want me to give a piece?
Right here on the
people are watching now. So.
All right.
As a 13-year-old. Professionally, Sampson has had an eclectic career.
So there are those that would say, what societal purpose does offending someone have? What purpose could it possibly serve to offend? Our founding fathers, who would be the internet trolls of their day, dressed up as Native Americans and threw British tea into the Boston Harbor and called it a tea party.
Thank you.
Back in those days,
it was
heresy and treason to go against the crown. It was offensive. In the 1920s, feminists got arrested on the beaches of Lynn, Massachusetts. Their crime? Wearing a bathing suit that was too
first,
short.
I'd like to say thank you all for joining us
By
today.
today's standards, they would be considered a prudish wrong. But in that day, it was an affront to the good and working order of society. It was offensive. Jackie Robinson became the first black player to break the color barrier in the major leagues.
All the way from the West Coast to join us today.
Owners and fans revolted against it. Why? Because it was offensive.
We're very, very thankful.
These deplorables who dared to challenge the good and working order of society, who dared to offend, helped forge our society into what it is today. We see time and time again that the societies that allow for the free and open discourse are the most peaceful and the most prosperous in the world. And it is precisely when people cannot resolve their words with their differences with words that they begin to resolve them with bricks, bats, blades, bullets, and bombs.
So I issue a challenge to anybody
Thank you, my friend.
here who identifies.
He is getting a little loud over there, so I think I'm going to move around because it's getting hard to hear you.
Yeah, let's talk later.
Well, yeah, let's talk some more later.
Awesome, Matt.
Did you have?
I had the whole spike. It
Raise
took it
your
away.
hand and let it be
Oh,
known
yeah?
that
Make
you're
Germany
not
crush you
free.
again.
All these protesters came here to denounce
He's a
this.
bit of a procrastinator.
here
He's still
today,
working on Prussian
give them
unification.
They're gonna be like, look, it's a Nazi, and I'm like, no, World War One. We're the good guys.
He hasn't gotten around to protesting World War II yet. He's still procrastinating.
We'll get to it. We should have stayed out of the war. America first.
I might have seen one guy
Charles
kidding,
Lindbergh
but
all
that's
the way.
not it. How about the white supremacists?
Stayed out of it. Wasn't our
I mean, my head is
Franklin
shaved.
Roosevelt should have gone to
I
jail.
might
He
be
let the
conflating
Japanese
this one at times just because of my choice
Only
of hairdo.
history majors
But are there any
understand
actual
control.
white
Not a history major.
supremacists here?
History doesn't teach real history. They don't talk about Pearl Harbor.
If you
as an
think
inside
you're
job.
better than anyone else just because of the color of your
There's so much
skin and your
evidence.
belief system, let me tell you
All we
something,
did
you're
was destroy
not.
France.
Well,
Yeah, you're worse.
It's getting. I'm gonna go over there because it's getting loud.
You're the opposite of what you think you are if you think you're better than somebody else because of your skin color. Speak up. Be proud of your stupid beliefs. They're stupid, but the only way that you're going to change your mind is by talking with reasonable people like us here today. And that's why we're here.
All right, again, we're on the Boston Common. We're at the
Speaking of cowardly
Marxism
white supremacists
rally,
and other cowardly groups, how about Antifa?
otherwise known as
Shout out to North Shore Antifa, who thought that they could intimidate us by publishing our identities online. It's such a fail. We're all still here. We're not going away. Personally, I'm not ashamed to be here today with these fine patriots. I've seen a bunch of masks already today in the crowd. I bet they're Antifa. Big surprise. Why do you need to wear a mask if you're so righteous? If you're here to protest peacefully, why do you need to cover your face? I heard that masked dirtbags threw bottles of piss at Boston police back in August. I've seen videos of it. Peaceful citizens were harassed and assaulted. Rights were violated by masked rioters and by city authorities. Why? Because we've been lied to. You've been lied to. Everybody here has been lied to. These lies get repeated by the press, and then people get physically harmed because of it. Sometimes people die, like the tragedies we've seen all across the world, including Charlottesville. I mean, the Pulse nightclub, I mean, it's all hatred. Anytime people engage in violence, it's because of hatred. And it's usually because they have information that's untrue. So, Antifa, I appeal to you. Take off your mask.
You dropped your glove.
Talking to us for once. I promise we're friendly. We won't bite. Don't be intimidated by my bald head. It's because I'm balding that I shave my head, not because of any other reason. I personally attend college right here in Boston, and I'm happy to talk with every single one of you if we need to in order to have positive dialogue. We're right here in the heart of Boston, pretty much the birthplace of this country. So much history has happened right underneath our feet. Believe it or not, you're a part of history by being here today. This move is just getting started. August was the free speech shot heard around the world, and this is a rally for the Republic. heed its call. Judging from the negative media coverage, the constant hatred, pardon me, I'm stuttering, it's a little chilly. As I was, judging from the negative media coverage, the constant hatred coming from protest groups, the never-ending barrage of political corruption, we have a need to protect speech. Once again, Boston will step up and we won't stand down.
This is the hypocrisy of the left.
And how do you
We have an
think
incredible
that
lineup of
this protest will stay
speakers.
peaceful
I'm
today
still
with no violence?
impressed by everybody who's joining us today.
If they would shut
We
up
don't
and
all
listen.
agree on things.
Or,
in fact, we
let us
all
be.
identify
You know,
from
I
all
was
over
here
the
in
political
August
spectrum.
19th.
One organizer
40,000
is an
people
open
trying to stop
socialist.
40 speakers.
We
It
have
doesn't matter what
Ronaldo
color they
DiGaio,
are, because
a
I say
Bernie
this
Sanders
again,
supporter.
Make America great again.
We have a
it's not gender,
pro-Trump,
religion,
built-the-wall kind
or
of guy.
Race preference.
And me, I'm a
It's nothing to do with
libertarian
that.
who
It's
believes in
preference
minimal
of
government and things
okay?
like
And what we're saying is America
consuming
first. Not
cannabis
America
shouldn't be
only,
criminalized.
but America
Crazy,
first.
I know.
It's about time we put
Clearly,
ourselves in the
we don't
driver's
agree
seat
on
and stop
everything,
letting
but we
others
all
crash
agree
the
on
car.
this. The importance of speech, our fundamental right to
Yes,
ask questions
that's
and to
what they were
demand
yelling.
answers.
That was affirmative
They cannot
for
be
him.
lost.
Most important thing for us today is to
advocate
keep the peace.
for that which is righteous. We must
I don't
protect
know
the rights
why
of
they're
those who
protesting us. They
advocate for
believe hate
otherwise.
speech isn't free speech. The
Hatred
word
is
hate
willing to
speech
shed
itself, I
blood.
feel, is hate speech. What you should do is
Sweat
understand that
and
it's
tears.
free speech. Anything you
Just
say
to
can bother
demonstrate how
somebody else.
important speech
Is it hate
is.
speech? No.
They are not Nazis.
But that's how they see it.
I'm almost
And
done, I swear.
When you
I'm
deal
real
with
wordy, I
millennials
can't.
that don't know how to lose, being given
I just read a
participation
first-hand
trophies,
account
of course
of
you're gonna have
Primo
people
Levi,
coming out here
a
in the
Jewish
thousands
survivor
trying to
of
attack
Auschwitz.
the opposing side because they don't
The
agree.
absolute horror
Whatever
that
happened
people went
to
through.
agree to disagree?
Absolutely
Does that not
innocent
exist in
people.
society anymore?
So many
We're trying to stand up
suffered at the
against
hands of
that.
Nazis.
This that I got on my face, I didn't
These
get
Nazis
to shave
utterly
it. I got it
destroyed
for wearing
so
this
many
hat
lives,
in New York
forever
City.
changed how the world
And that's my
views
story
evil.
that I want to share with
This
people.
Jewish
Let them know that
Holocaust
democracy
survivor
no
talked
longer
about when he
exists
first
when blood is
arrived at
shed.
Auschwitz.
Blood was shed for
Nazis would
democracy. But
direct
there's no
Jews
reason to
from
shed
the
anymore.
trains
Okay?
to either the
These people are
gas
not
chambers
liberal.
on
There's
one
nothing
side
liberal about attacking
or to
somebody
the
for
work
their
camps
views.
on the
Okay?
other. And
You need
it
to be more
depended on physical
open-minded. That's
stature,
what liberals are.
age,
More open-minded.
gender,
They're not.
etc.
Right? And
Towards the
understand that
end, they
there's
gave
evil
up
both
on this.
sides.
When the
There's evil on
trains
both
would pull
sides.
up
You know,
into Auschwitz,
right
they
now,
would just
a man
open the
by the name
doors.
of Al Franken
Whatever
is
way the
being
people went when they got off the
labeled
trains
a sexual
determined their fate.
Predator or whatever.
amazing.
But guess what?
The
The
horror
girl gave him
cannot be
consent to the
fathomed
kiss,
what these people
and
went through.
what's it called? It was alleged groping, shadow groping.
No matter how many books I
There's
read,
no reason why
or
just
how many
because you don't agree with the man's politics,
documentaries I
you should
see,
label him a sexual predator.
I'm never going to
you
be
know?
able to understand.
And I don't agree with his politics, but it's not about the politics. It's about a
When
woman
you come out
saying
here and you
something
call
10 years
freedom-loving
later to take a
patriots
man
not
down, which she gave consent to.
just for
She gave
asserting
consent
their
to a
right
kiss,
to speech,
and
for defending
out of nowhere,
your right to
she's
speech,
bothered by
you
his shadow
demean the
groping
memory
her,
of
which
everyone
she
who
spoke to her
died in
boyfriend
those
about it. And
concentration
let's be
camps.
honest, ladies.
You
If
demean
you're
the memory
getting
of
kissed by
everyone
someone
who
you don't want to
died
be kissed by,
cold
would you really
and
give them a
alone
nickname
and bombed
if you really
out
felt that
cities.
harassed? You call them
You need to
fishlets,
demean
okay?
everyone
So I'm
who
out
swore
here
an oath
to let
to
you
our
know this. I don't
Constitution
care if you're
and
left
all the
or right. It's
sacrifices
not about that.
made
It's
in
about
the
being right
process.
or wrong. Going
Please,
against
I
evil
implore
intentions.
you,
Because
do some
people are not
reflection
good.
on
People
your
are not evil. They
positions.
just have
No
evil
matter
or good
if you're,
intentions.
quote, with us or quote, against us. Hear what the speakers here have to say today and judge them accordingly. At the
There was
conclusion
last
of this
time I was
rally,
here. It was like
go home
500 Boston
peacefully
PD.
and don't attempt
They're
to harm
always going to outnumber the
obstruct
police. I mean, the
anyone
police
else
try
in
to
the
help us as
protest,
much as possible,
in the process.
but it's not like the mayor
My
makes it
time is
easier for
up.
us. Same
I
thing
could
in New
go
York
on
City.
and
De
on all
Blasio
day
makes it
long,
horrible
but
for
there's
us.
no
Waltz
need.
makes it
You'll get
horrible
it.
for them. That's why I'm out
Someday
here,
soon,
though. I'm out here.
like
Let
late
them know
this
that
spring,
I'm allowed to
we're
wave my
gonna be
American
here
flag,
again,
support my
doing our
president,
thing.
wear this hat,
And I
and you
hope
can't do
you
anything
join
about it.
us
All you can
in
do
the
is shut up
spring
and
when it's a
listen
little
or walk
warmer.
the other way.
And don't
Right?
forget
No reason
why
why
we're here
I should have got
today.
sliced in my face
Protect
for supporting my president.
In case you forgot, my name is Samson Rachapi. I genuinely thank you all for coming out today, and please feel free to be in touch. Thank you.
You gotta be careful when you're putting a device in front of somebody's face. I don't know what that is.
That's the recorder.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
But, you know, everyone was checked when we came
Awesome,
in.
everyone.
We were all checked when we came
I am
in.
the lead organizer for this. I was working with Kyle Chapman for Resist Marxism, and we are back in Boston. Today, I want to welcome you to the Rally for the Republic. Free speech is alive in Boston. So some of you may have attended the last free speech rally in August. Mayor Marty Walsh, Commissioner Evans, and other city officials are responsible for encouraging the violence that occurred that day. We are all familiar with what the mayor said about us. It was slanderous lies. Today we will demonstrate that the lies of Mayor Marty Walsh and the violence of those mobs will not silence free speech in Boston. Mayor Walsh, we call upon you to apologize for slandering your fellow Americans. In August, you claimed that hate groups were coming to Boston, but it was nothing but a bald-faced lie. Whether out of willful ignorance or to further your own political ambitions, your lies have caused innocent harm to innocent Americans in both their personal and professional lives. Your deplorable actions brought violence to the city you are supposed to represent. Mayor Walsh and the fascist mobs who threaten free speech rights should be ashamed. You will not stop us, and freedom of speech will prevail.
Thank you, Mark. Free speech! The next speaker is Steve Baldessari, who runs a Facebook page and YouTube channel, American Patriots for God and Country. He also founded a Facebook group named Citizens for Constitutional Freedom Support Rally, which is dedicated to organizing national rallies in support of Lavoy Finicum and the Bundy and Hammond families. Steve, his friend Jessica, and other leaders from throughout the country organized rallies in 44 states with only 2 months' time. Recently, Steve participated in the Second Amendment rally and March 4th Trump rally at the Massachusetts State House. Spoke at the first Boston Free Speech rally in May, attended the Rally for America, and was a speaker at the Mother of All rallies in Washington, D.C. Steve has sponsored a child for Haiti for over 10 years through World Vision, and this year he assisted in Florida and Puerto Rican rescues. His intense, passionate Christian patriot who loves his country, truly cares about the politics of his area.
He might have been wearing a bulletproof vest. That is possible. That is certainly within the fashion choices I've seen around here.
Despite it all, he refuses to quit and will never give up on America. Without further ado, please welcome Steve Baldessari of American Patriots for God and Country.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for showing up today. I'm pleased to be here with you and to have a voice to speak for the American people. Hopefully I can represent you well for these few minutes that I do speak. I stand before you today as a free American patriot, as a voice of reason in a time dominated by the unreasonable.
Back into the crowd.
I'm not here just to represent myself, but rather to share knowledge, wisdom, and the speak truth on behalf of the people of the United States of America. So please, I implore you, whoever has an ear to hear, let him hear.
So, yeah. Hey, look, there's Shiva. What's going on? Good to see you. We got Shiva Ayadura right here. I was just on my way out, but
good.
You're not speaking, are you?
No, they didn't want me participating in this. It's a long story. Ask Shahidi.
Can I get the short version?
I don't really know. It's unfortunate because we wanted to participate in it, and a guy called Mark Shahidi said that he didn't want us to participate in it.
Okay.
Period. People should ask him.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Thanks. All right. So that was Senate candidate Shiva Ayadura. He's going against Elizabeth Warren as a Republican, and he was one of the speakers at the previous Boston rally for free speech, which they're saying this is version 2.0. It gets a little clouded because now they're saying that it's kind of like a different thing. Hey guys, sorry.
Are you?
Can I go out?
Did you leave and go that way? Out to the
I did. I was just.
Do you want to stay here? Or
if I leave,
they don't let you through again?
If that happens, that happens. I just wanted to get equal coverage.
Okay, so where do you want to be? You want to be inside or you want to be outside?
Well, I want to do both, but for now I'm going out.
Pick one.
So I'm choosing to go out because I want to get equal coverage.
Okay, go ahead.
Because people will be upset, If I give too much coverage to these guys, you know how it is. I got to be equal here. So so that's how it is. It's like they let you in once, and then if you leave, then there's no coming back in, which is kind of weird because they still are letting other people in. It makes no sense to me, but I figure I've given enough. Hey guys. All right, take care. But I've given enough screen time to those guys out there up on the stage. Can I exit somehow? Right here? This is the outdoor. We got the outdoor here.
Out through the indoor.
All right, thanks guys. So yeah, here, let me flip it around so you can see. So they've created this perimeter here. Here's the stage, and you got to come through and do this little shuffle through the series of police. But really, I think I gave plenty of airtime to those guys up on the stage. So I wanted to just go around and see some of the other voices here, like whoever these folks are in the distance.
I work with children. I work in schools. And I see the fear in kids because of what these people in the gazebo are espousing. And I see fear from kids because they are afraid of police and police murder. Our society needs to be free and fair. Our schools need to be decent. Our housing needs to be decent. But that's for everybody. If you live in Boston, you know how racist Boston is and how divided and how some people are very, very rich here and some people can barely afford food to feed their children. These people in the gazebo would like to make it so those who are rich get richer, the capitalists get more control and richer, and that workers don't unite to fight for better schools and better health care. These fascists are liars. We must fight against them and stop them while they are small. Whether they wear robes or suits, they say the same thing. They stand for the same thing. If you look at their websites, it shows them in all their racist filth. It shows them hurting people and attacking people. And that's what they did in Charlottesville. Remember that? These are the same people. They have the same ideas. They do the same thing. We ask you today to take a look at what we're doing here. We're trying to unite people.
I'm going to keep walking around a little bit here.
Have you seen this one?
This guy rocks. Oh, hey, it's me.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
All right, how are you?
Good, nice to see you. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Yeah, you're the flower guy up
I
in New
am.
Hampshire.
That was really surreal, but
I did that on purpose.
Thank you. All right, so anyhow, what do we got here?
Dr. Shiva for Senate.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about Mr. Shiva.
Mr. Shiva.
Sorry, I'm Mr. Ayadora.
Shiva is fine. He comes from India. He was educated at MIT. He's got 4 degrees from MIT. Did a lot of research on GMOs and found out the difficulty that GMOs create for people. He wants to go against Monsanto, who is destroying much of the land that.
But how is he going to go against Elizabeth Warren? That's the big question.
How is he going to go against?
Well, I mean, obviously he is running against her, but how is he going to beat her?
He's going to use technology, basically. He's a brilliant understanding of technology, and he's going to use it and try to find common ground that we can get people involved in, bring their vote together for him.
What do you think about the fact that he's never voted in an election before? Do you think they'll hold that against him?
No, I think that I think just like Trump never ran for an office before, it didn't stop him from becoming president. The fact that he hasn't voted won't stop him from becoming senator.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome.
All right, be good. All right, so we got some more. Shiva land.
Yeah, it's like it has a hard coat.
It's curled up. You gotta fix the edges.
It's hard with freezing hands.
What is the do for?
Do means do it. Do matters.
Okay. Sounds good. All righty. So here's the counter protest. I see my friend Vermin Supreme out here.
That's what it's called. So you guys all vote Democrat, socialist.
La 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 so yes, this is the Rebecca's asking, is this the mob of protesters mentioned earlier? Well, they're right here. It's a little bit bigger.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Black lives are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! 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 What do we want? We want justice! What do we want? Justice!
See behind this.
Do we want justice? And when do we want it? I said, what do we want? Justice! And tell me, when do we want it? And if we don't get it, shut it down! 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 I said if we don't get it, shut it
What's going on?
Oh, you were the best.
Yep, this is the quote-unquote angry mob jamming on the tuba. Just, you know how angry mobs love the tuba. You gotta fix this thing real. So sorry. It's gonna take a second. This thing keeps flying out, and the ukulele's hitting people here. 1 second. Is this Revcom? I haven't seen anyone that are specifically Revcoms that I can tell or identify with shirts, but I can't say it isn't. If I do find some, I will let you know. So there we go. Back on. Sorry about that. Hey, 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 hey! 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 Keep it peaceful! Keep it peaceful! Peaceful! Yeah, he's coming!
Please.
He was attacked. Forget this. He was attacked. That kid was attacked. Sucker police was attacked. Attacked. I got it on video. You got
plenty of cameras.
He says he was attacked. Treat him good. He says he was attacked.
Back up, guys.
Right? He says he was attacked.
Don't side with Antifa on camera, guys. We got you guys on camera. Like, back up, guys. It's fucking fair. Why do Americans do this to each other? It's not fucking right. Why can't I just practice my First Amendment?
Right, same thing.
Why can't I? Why do Americans
It's gonna be okay, bud. Buddy, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
It's fine. Just back up, guys.
This is crazy.
Thanks, man.
This is insane. I can't believe
alright, guys.
what you're saying. The fact that you have to rally.
Come on, guys.
You're gonna be okay, man. It's gonna be okay.
Back up, guys. Alright?
I was like, okay, fucking American. Are you
Why do we resort to hurting each other?
Hey. Right to the gate. We're gonna make it open. Guys, come on. I'm a racist and I'm a Nazi for asking a question. We gotta move aside, please. We gotta move aside.
Back up, guys. Back up.
That's it.
Come back and watch it anytime, asshole.
So you saw what happened?
And I was like, what
Yeah,
does
we got
Nazi
it all.
stand for?
Is it okay if I
Yeah.
live stream you? What
Can I
happened?
give you one of these? My
sure.
card. What's up?
Go, I'm Rod.
What's up? I'm Dan.
Cool.
Boom.
So, yeah, tell me what happened.
Basically, they were grabbing at his property, and they eventually snagged it away from him. He chased after them to get it back.
Do you know
Some
they
scuffle.
they who? Do you know?
And General Antifa, Black Bloc type, IWW, anarcho-communist, anarcho-socialist, etc. It's goingdown.org, where all these people have been snapping photos of me and calling me a Nazi, and I guarantee my picture's going to end up on itsgoingdown.org with a bunch of fucking lies. I guarantee you that's going to happen. A lot of these people are going to get smeared by those people. A lot of what I
Well, it goes both ways.
What I sure, but what I perceived as very libertine, maybe even liberal in some ways, people are getting smeared as neo-Nazis, myself included. So this is I've been saying this is sorry.
You left-leaning? You're left.
I happen to be left-leaning, yeah. So this is the modern moral panic that we're seeing. So you're probably old enough to remember the satanic panic of the 80s and 90s. It was conservative Christians saying Dungeons and Dragons.
Judas Priest and all
yeah.
that.
Metallica's going to turn you into a Satan worshiper, so is Slayer and Judas Priest.
They did, to be fair.
Yeah. It's the perfect music to worship Satan, too.
Just kidding.
But so now we're seeing sort of the inverse of that, where Keck flags are going to turn you into a Nazi, etc., etc. There's no evidence to substantiate either claim, so it's just a deranged, just moral panic. That's how I view it.
There's a little of that going on.
Thanks for running down Durst.
Cool.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, thanks for filling us in. Say your name again?
Durst the worst, bitch.
Cool. Thanks.
If you're not racist, listen to the brown guy that's speaking right now. But if you're a racist, start yelling and start calling me Uncle Tom. But listen up. I came here from Washington.
All right. Well, this is happening. That's a little bit weird.
together.
Hey, can you knock this off? Can you put that mic? Thank you. Thank
Free speech for the anti-fat. Free speech for the anti-fat. I'm a Ron Paul libertarian. They've been beating me up and pushing me up. Black shirts in the 20s would beat up politically incorrect people. Free speech for the anti-fat.
So what are you doing here?
I'm demonstrating for the anti-fads to be fascist. They have a freedom to beat me up, which they're trying to do. They keep pushing and shoving me. I'm a libertarian.
Do you think it's because you're in blackface?
They didn't like that. I was here 2 hours ago in whiteface. The same thing.
Say it a little louder so I can hear. So why are you in blackface? Why are you in blackface?
My father was twice as black as this. I'm proud of my black Jewishness. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm Jewish and I'm proud. If Michael Jackson could get vertigo white, I can get black and proud. I'm not politically correct. Like George Carlin said, fuck the left, fuck the right. I can say anything. The fucking left is like the right-wing fundamentalists. Tell me what the fuck I can say. I can say they're a free country. Free speech to the anti-fat. Fuck political correctness. That's what Mussolini did in Hitler's brown shirt. Anybody that didn't agree with the Führer, Duce, they beat him up. Kristallnacht, they destroyed Jewish businesses in the name of political correctness. These people would destroy businesses. Look what they did to Berkeley, the home of free speech. Libertarians and conservatives, we can't speak on campuses. We lost our country, we lost our freedom. So I'm fighting for their rights to speak. Free speech to the anti-fat.
Okay. Thanks, man. Well, that was very weird. Very weird. All right. I'll move out again for a minute and see what else is going on over here. See what's happening down this way. I got the Veterans for Peace down here. And if we don't sacrifice. Now, ultimately, there's one word. Hey, want to go on my live stream?
I will. Do you mind if I borrow your charger for a couple minutes?
I'm very low, but I guess that's a fair trade.
I mean, yeah,
it's a fair trade.
I just love to get it back on so I know what time it is. Sure.
So obviously you're having a little back and forth with Gabe Brown over there.
Yes, I was.
Tell me your name and
sure.
And what was that all about?
My name is Cameron. I am an unaffiliated Boston-based activist. And basically my conversation with Gabe and a few of the other individuals over there, more importantly, there was one guy wearing a shirt that said, offended people are a myth. And kind of my general theme, both to Gabe and that guy, were, we've got people who show up wearing shirts making statements like that, who are literally here to express the fact that they're offended by the things that the anti-racist, anti-fascist folks here are saying. And it was funny to me because it brought along a dialogue in which we started talking about, why some of his particular feelings on these issues were the way they were. And it immediately went to a place of, well, they can say Black Lives Matter and we can't say White Lives Matter. And the next thing that he said after we talked about power systems and, systemic racism was that he really didn't care about race anyways. And he said, I don't think that white people are a race. And from there, it just demonstrates to me that there are more people than not who I feel like really come here not necessarily understanding the full scope of the things that they talk about. In the case of Gabe specifically, who I'm vaguely familiar with, he said there were a bunch of videos in which people accused him of making bombs and blowing things up. I've never seen his videos, and so I can't speak to or against that. But I know when I'm listening to folks like this and they're having speakers that say, they're here for God and country.
If I can interject,
sure.
What he's referring to was on It's Going Down. They did kind of link him with bombs.
Yeah. And I mean, I've heard that.
I didn't have time to vet it,
right.
So I don't know one way or the other.
I've heard that from him, and of course, that would be something that I guess I would investigate to confirm or deny one way or the other. But, to me, that's something that the movement did to him specifically. I'm not trying to talk about what one movement did to an individual person specifically. I'm trying to talk about the messages of the two movements. And, when he's going to sit here, he said that, everyone, an anti-racist, anti-fascist marchers, we all had trust funds and stuff like that. And, you can't sit there and propagate lies like that and then be upset when people do the same sorts of things to you. I mean, if you're gonna stoop to that level and you're gonna support ideas being espouted by these people on the gazebo right now, it's really hard for me to go about and believe that the things you're concerned are about free speech. Most of these people are here talking about God and country, and we get this sprinkling of like, don't go out and be violent, but they're the ones we've seen be violent before. They're the ones we've seen with actual bloodshed on this. And, even further to that point, they're going to sit here and say that this side, the Antifa crowd or the anti-fascist, the anti-racist, attack people with sticks. I was on the front lines of the evacuation of these people from the Common back in August, and I flat out saw them. I mean, they were being taken out in paddy wagons. The people that were arrested were on the anti-racist side. So the fact that, again, Gabe's going to walk into a rally with someone saying they demand an apology from Marty Walsh over the treatment of these people. I didn't see these people mistreated at all. I saw them protected by the police and protected by the state that they claim is the very essence of the stuff that they're against. It's I don't see other people with a safe space. I see them.
It is a little ironic.
It's certainly. So, but it's great talking to you, and being out here, I think
to anyone that may be listening, I mean, really the biggest thing here is just making sure the numbers turn out each and every time. And so, you know, to anyone that can be encouraged or inspired by something like that, I think that really is the stuff that we need. You know, I guess global warming is helping in the sense that it's a nice November day too.
Yeah.
So, you know, won't get too heated on that, but yeah, it definitely, he can say what he wants, and I'm sure, I know unsavory tactics can be, or so-called unsavory tactics can be exhibited by both sides, but at the end of the day, when you listen to what the ideology it says, and you know, the means to those ends, it's their side is the racist and fascist side. It's their side is the white nationalist side. Their side is the side.
I mean, there's no doubt the original invitees last time around, they had Gavin McInnes, who was a rabid anti-Semite. They had Augustus Invictus, who was a Holocaust denier. Sure. I even interviewed John Medlar, which my video has been seen quite a few times. I was one associated with the Weekly Dig.
Great.
And it kind of as a result of all of it, they've kind of punked me. Hey, what's up, Dan? And they listed me as one of the speakers, and so then I had all the people on Stormfront and all that
coming after you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and they're you know, what was the guy up here just a few minutes ago talking about doxing? It's like that side hasn't doxed people on this side too. Millions of times. It's like an exaggeration, but you know, they've done it too. I mean, I can't see how they can proclaim that the tactics used by people, you know, they're going to say, well, calling something hate speech is limiting free speech. And it's like when the speech that's being espoused by these folks is seeking to infringe on the limit, you know, encroach on the limitations of the speech of other people, you know, when we're gonna say that women who come out against sexual harassment, you know, accusers are full of shit, and we're gonna, you know, force them back into silence, that's, you know, a limitation on free speech. Sexism is a limitation on free speech. You can you can certainly say whatever you want, I suppose, but really when the ideas are based on oppression, it doesn't the freedom to say them is only the freedom to make sounds with your voice or write them. It has nothing to do with what the ends and achievement of the agenda of those ideas actually you know, is seeking to accomplish. So I think that, you know, I hope those people open their minds to it. I had a couple more positive.
I've been trying. I was over there for a while.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's important though to you know, I don't want to say reach out to those folks, but to engage with the opposition, because I think, you know, there are people whose minds can be changed sometimes, and I think especially, you know, for people with the privilege to do that, it really, you know, it is on those people to speak up and get out and try and exercise some of that influence, because a lot of times, I mean, these guys, it's about signal boosting the voices that they won't listen to, but it's also about recognizing that a lot of times, like, we've got to lead them to those voices, because they'll actually they'll engage with the person that looks like them, and that to me is one of the unfortunate realities here, but it's also part of exposing them for who they really are.
Which is why they which is why they let me over on the other side, probably.
Sure. No, and I mean, to a degree, like, you know, I can say that they kind of seem to practice what they preach at times. And, you know, this guy gets up here and he talks about the Holocaust for 5 minutes and how terrible Nazis were, and, like, I can appreciate that stuff, but then it turns into, like, you know, oh, like, just wait, they're doing it to you too. And I mean, they're having a rally being upset about Marty Walsh calling them Nazis and then calling us Nazis. Like, I don't get how they became the middle
layers
in that
of weirdness
relationship. It is really something else. I mean, yeah, it truly is. They are certainly I don't know where they have their heads, but it's not even up their asses, because it's
be nice. All right. Well, I think I'm going to roll.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you for the phone charger.
That'll be it's up on my Facebook page if you want to see it. Is Rod Webber, like think of Rod Serling from the Twilight Zone, and Andrew Lloyd Webber, and combine them, and
And,
I'll find you.
And I kind of have like an American flag and flowers.
So it's RODWEBER.
2 B's.
2 B's. Rod Weber.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm Cameron Pond, so you'll find that.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, man.
This is Fred.
Alrighty, here's this guy.
They're useful idiots. They have no idea how they're serving the system. Think about it. The mayor of the city. What has he done? He's instigated a mile up these motions. Those people standing here.
Especially when they get
You understand the real Nazis here? Yes! Have you ever actually met a real Nazi? Have you ever met a fascist? Can you define fascism? I highly doubt it. But your behavior is characteristic of fascism. And you're serving the mayor of the city to shut down any kind of oppositional point of view that he doesn't approve of. That's why we have police barriers here.
Alrighty.
You serve the interests of the ruling class. I came here and standing in defense of
Can I ask you about your signs? Can I ask you about your signs?
Totally, yeah.
I'm live streaming. Tell me about your signs.
Donald Trump, stay mad. I think that's really important, and show up and protest. And anti-fascism, Nazi-free zone. These guys are a mess, frankly.
All right. Cool. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, man.
All right.
In many ways, I'm a classical liberal, I'm a libertarian, I'm a civic nationalist, and an anarchist. Because that's what the spirit and the essence of this country was founded upon.
Alrighty.
And everything the Bill of Rights stands for.
Well.
And it's far more compatible with anarchism than what Antifa stands for. Antifa historically has always been a Marxist movement.
Keep it peaceful, come on!
Come on, be nice. Hey, keep it nice.
No justice, no peace. Fuck the police. 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 That's right, walk away.
Hey, you're taking the trash can. Bring the trash back. Bring the trash back.
They're bringing it to them.
They stole the trash can.
Run away! Run away, you fucking cowards! That's right, you better walk away.
Well, not really sure what's going on here. See, that's why we need the trash can. Okie dokie. Bring the trash can back. Wait, littering is a big problem. You know? Do you know that littering is the #1 problem of litter on the Boston Common? Woo! I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Well, so yes, here we are again with a chance of F the police, etc. It looks like the Black Bloc has headed the other direction, which is probably for the best because otherwise might have been a little conflict over here. Hard to say. I don't know what's going on anymore. But I think I'm going to go talk to Justin. I see Justin, I know Justin. Justin O'Donnell, who is a libertarian, who was kind of shouting at the beginning of the live stream. I remember. Excuse me, sir.
No, sorry, man.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll get in here. Hey there, Justin.
Hey, Rod.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going.
Do you have any thoughts? You want to? I'm sorry. Am I?
You should interview her. She got coffee thrown on her.
Okay. Do you want to introduce me?
Find a man dressed like a road.
Yes.
I don't know.
She got coffee thrown on her for being a Nazi.
She got coffee thrown on me for having an NCAP flag.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just holding this flag.
Which is
and cappuccino, apparently. But yeah, they're probably my favorite group.
Was it hot coffee?
It was cold coffee, but still, it got in my eye and I'm missing a contact lens now.
I was ready to hit someone.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Slightly more insulting.
So, for those who are unfamiliar, what is this flag?
So this is the anarcho-capitalist flag. So basically what I believe in is I believe in a free market and abolishing the government. And then this society will be regulated by private courts, private law, private security, and that way you'll be entirely accountable to the people.
And so, do you know who it was that threw it at you?
It was a girl in a blue jacket and a ponytail and a hat. I don't remember. She threw it at me and then ran away, so...
Was it the Black Bloc, though? Or?
No, it was not a Black Bloc.
No, the Black Bloc ones were the ones
yeah.
screaming at us.
The Black Bloc guys were standing around me and I was like trying to defend my political ideology for having the wrong color on the top of my anarchist flag. And then...
It's not anarchism.
It's the only true anarchism.
Well, educate us.
How can you have a free market when it's something...
Can I point this towards you? What's that? Oh, okay. Well, here, I'm going to point it at her. Just tell me quickly. So everyone can hear.
want the government to go away.
If you have a market system, you can't actually have a market that's based off of profit model. He said
they wouldn't let anybody else in.
Oh yeah, that would be one.
The
I'm
police
on the
would.
free
So
speech
essentially,
side.
you end up having
You're not here to
actually
debate me.
include free market without a power dynamic. You have to have a
Yes, that's how you get
natural
violence.
Why do you think they let you in?
Because the Boston police have a set number of people they let
value
in.
is social.
No, I hear you. I just sharing for the folks at home.
Why they wouldn't let you in?
They have a number.
It's like safety or whatever, or like.
That's what they claim.
You think it's a pretext?
It's always a pretext. Well, it depends whose pretext you want it to be. But the August rally, there's about 400 or 500 people trying to get in. They let 30 people in, and
I know it was smaller than.
And it led to all the people trying to get in, getting into fights with the people who didn't.
I'm going to head down this way because I think they're letting folks out.
Well, I'm trying to avoid where I think there's going to be violence, where they just had everyone come out.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go down that way. Preston. I'm gonna go towards that. Just to make sure that's not happening. Yeah, got a big line over there.
La 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 ah la 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 happy thoughts today la 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 happy thoughts today la 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 happy thoughts for me and you happy thoughts today.
Hey everyone. Hi. Hey, I'm back. It's that guy. With the Canada hat.
Yeah. What's going on? No, see, they're protecting us. Because we're just standing on it.
Well, I'm gonna go spread happiness up there. La di di da di da da la 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 la. Hey there cops, hey there protesters, la di di da di da. La 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 la. Happy thoughts today. Cheer the mood, la la di di da, la di di da di da. La di di da 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 da. Hey,
uh-oh. Things are happening. People are yelling. Oh, we can't go around? Won't let us through? Around the fence? Well, that seems excessive. Well, I need to speak to your chief officer. I have happiness to spread. I'm singing La 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 songs. No? Not happening?
La 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 la.
Come on.
I just want to sing on the other side. La 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 la.
Well then, I guess we're being blocked out. What to do, what to do? Oh, well, I guess I can walk around. Let's walk around, shall we? Well, sometimes that's just how these things go. You never know. As they're pointing out down there, the cops are, you can kind of see down there in the barricades, go all the way down here, down to that crowd over here, and up here. They want us to walk around this fence, this very big fence, around to the other side. and down to the other. Might just be silly. I don't know. I'll just go down and talk to some of these folks, because that seems like a long, long walk. Oh, there's Joey Gibson of the Patriot Prayer.
Across the world, man. What is that? Why? Why is the U.S. government 700 military? A whole bunch of men. I think they're not going to police want to be a big thing to save money too. New slavery. New slavery. Jail and police force. You know how much money we would have for education? Can we agree on that? Yeah. Back to your platform. Just don't incarcerate everybody. We'll make it happen. Just don't incarcerate everybody. You should try it. I agree. You're fucking pro-police. Exactly.
Because we do need a small police force to arrest murderers and rapists. Yes. I support good police officers.
Why do you do it?
I support the system.
You guys.
Like if you go to jail for marijuana, that's freaking ridiculous. Like I'm not for that. But that means we gotta change the law.
Any drugs. I walked in. I walked in.
I don't think you should go to jail for any drug. Exactly. I agree. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That was an attack on the black community.
So, yeah. Look at how they
differentiate
the opioid epidemic versus the crack epidemic.
Yes, that's why government isn't for equality. That's why it's for equality.
So government is naturally corrupt?
Yes. Absolutely. That's what it's doing. What's that? I didn't hear you. What? Any more words? Why? You don't even know me.
What's his name?
I don't know who he is.
We'll make sure he's out of it.
Have you seen that film? Supposedly running someone over?
No, he didn't actually run anyone over, thank God.
I know. It wasn't even almost.
Let me look up his name. That's one word. That's irresponsible is one word for it.
Yeah. But I don't even know who he is.
Let me get his name for you.
Realize they're coming out.
It wasn't.
How'd you think it went? Joey, how'd you think it went?
Good.
We should recognize.
It's a good day. Lots of speeches and people out here exercising their First Amendment right, just walking around talking to people. What's that?
Do you support our First Amendment right to protest?
As long as you're not violent, yes.
So what do you think about the police who were shoving counter-protesters the entire time, despite us not instigating the violence? 3 people were arrested because an undercover cop was shoving people, and then people said "fuck you," and then the cops tackled people to the ground.
So the cops were assaulting people today?
Yes.
An undercover cop was assaulting people?
Yes.
Well, that's not good. If that's
it is not good.
Sir, what do you think about the whole protest in general?
Exercising free speech is important in our country. It has to happen over.
Career politicians,
people show up like this. We have to keep doing that.
What people don't realize,
a lot of people here today is they think that was a racist rally, but it wasn't.
I mean, the First Amendment,
there was no racism in there at all.
What about Chapman?
He's not racist.
Yeah, he is.
No, dude, I party with him with tons of black people, Mexican people. It doesn't matter. He has so many friends.
Just because he's capable of being civil to a black person,
Asian too.
That doesn't mean he's not racist.
Why is he racist then? If he loves all people, all colors, sexuality.
When it's convenient to him.
No, like literally when there's no cameras around, like sitting around having beers and laughing and having a good time. He doesn't care about.
You can still do that while not appreciating that they deserve the same freedoms that you do.
Joey,
there are
not beat counter protesters with sticks.
When in self-defense. So you don't think Antifa takes any responsibility for being violent?
I think that I don't think people should be violent on either side, but I think that one side of violence is much more dangerous because it espouses ideas that are horrible for a huge majority of people. Like, what do you think? What do you think? So why did we have the American Revolution if violence is always bad?
Violence is always bad, except when it comes to, yes, there is a line that draws. If we have to pick up the guns and we have to take on a tyrant, yes. If we have to take on a tyrant like the British government to get our freedom, then yes, I understand that. That's the revolution.
So what about people who say that this government and Trump and his supporters are white supremacists? which they
That's
have.
the right to say
which
that.
they
I don't
are.
really care. I don't care.
I
how
know
much
you
hate
don't care
Trump.
because it doesn't affect you. Like,
what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
like, nothing Trump does is going to harm you.
It's pretty stupid since so
No,
many of them are.
No, not all of them, but I'm saying even the people who aren't excused as white supremacy, and I don't think that's acceptable.
No, and neither is Joe.
I know, but that's damn close.
What, this whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. Just your opinion.
That's a big question.
Well, I asked him to one of both sides. So.
I mean, I feel like that's almost not fair because I'm just an individual here to exercise my free speech. He's like one of the organizers and a speaker, so I feel like he's like. I mean, okay, well, you're one of the speakers.
Just making it fair, that's all, you know. And ask 7 and ask 8.
You don't want to tell them why you're here?
Why do I want to tell them I'm here? Because I'm very concerned about a lot of people using free speech as just a platform to promote hate speech and deny the speech of others.
But did you hear any hate speech today?
Well, no, because you're not going to shout it out from the loudspeaker with everyone around you.
So we're not having hate speech.
What about Samson was Samson was like trolling people and harassing people on Facebook before this event, like a 12-year-old boy.
What? I don't know.
Opposed to the misinformation that is spread.
Like what though?
Like saying that all fascists throughout history were left wing, which completely ignores what I'm concerned about, which is the fact that conservatives now and fascists of the past share very similar social values and emphasis
on
an
left versus right paradigm. You believe it's left versus right?
I don't believe it's left versus right because that's a complicated thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily good versus evil. I think that's a gross oversimplification of a very complicated issue.
All I'm saying, if people are going to talk about how fascism came from the left, I think that's a waste of time because fascism is just fascism.
Yeah.
Hitler is no different from Stalin. They're the same people. They did the same thing. It's big government is all it is. Big government and they're tyrants.
Yeah, I agree. I think one thing we can agree on is that our government is full of tyrants and corruption. That's what people on both sides can agree with. I think that's great.
Here's the beautiful thing about Trump and the far left now, okay, or whatever you are, okay? You understand how scary it is to have a president with so much power who you're afraid of. This is why we have to work together and take more power away from the government, take more power away from the president. So that way it doesn't matter who goes in there. We don't have to worry about fascism. We don't have to worry about him implementing anything bad to our people. That's the thing. That's why I think it's a good thing. The left.
Who's gonna protect our rights then?
Like
because obviously the government's not doing a good job of it now, but someone needs to protect our rights.
Which rights?
That's us. That's the whole point of the will of the people. That's the whole point.
The Second Amendment.
But what about when the will of the people turns against minorities? Because they can, like...
You really think that's ever going to happen again in this country?
Yeah. Do you think it's not? I'm sorry, do you think that people are never going to repeat the mistakes of the past? I think that's a little naive.
Assaulted a police officer and tried to get his gun. So yeah, he got shot. Yeah, he did.
Trayvon Martin, to me,
Trayvon Martin assaulted and he tried to get his gun and he also got shot. Eric Gardner, he shouldn't have died.
He was killed by an illegal chokehold.
So if you all are first familiar,
can we just arrest police officers who kill? Do we have to riot against all police officers? Can we just arrest the bad ones?
Institution. Why do black people keep getting murdered, and we hear about it every day, and nothing changes?
Why do police only provide protection to things like this?
Why don't you just be mad about people being murdered by police? Period.
Why make it about race?
Yeah.
Like that's one of our things is why make it about race when it comes to cops shooting people?
Because one race is shot a lot more than another.
Yes, there are
more than issue. It's obviously terrible when a white person gets shot by police too, but like
that's the black race into the ghettos, and now they're forced to commit crimes, especially with the drug war.
Because people commit crimes of economic necessity.
Yeah, because we forced them into that situation.
So are you for disarming the police? What do you feel about the fact that there were more police here than people from either side of this rally?
It's because what happened last time.
It's history makes
40,000 showed up last time.
But do you think that having a bigger police presence, honestly, I think having a bigger police presence, honestly, makes it more likely for there to be violence because you feel like you're under threat, you feel like you're caged in, barricaded, the undercover police harassing people and shoving people.
You know, I mean, but don't you think that they're preparing for that what if? Like, what if shit hits the fan? I mean, wouldn't it be good that they had the numbers? I mean, they didn't know what was going to happen today.
I think they treated you guys pretty good today. I mean, I don't know about the undercover cop, but
I disagree with that. You didn't see what happened over here.
It happened over here on this side. Yeah. We saw stuff, but we're far enough away.
I was on the block when the shots were fired yesterday. I watched them mobilize a dozen SUVs in a matter of 10 minutes. So to your point of what if shit went down today, I think BPD could show up if they were needed.
I think the fact that there's so many of them here is a stated intimidation tactic because they also don't give this much protection to any kind of left wing thing. They only do it for right wing.
We've been in a lot of situations where there were no police. Trust me, and it wasn't fun for both sides.
That's the point of things like Patriot Prayer, like your militia groups.
I don't have any militia groups.
There's no not yours, but like the 3%ers and stuff like that.
They don't
it's not
even
the point of that.
They don't even like me.
Messages are really hard for everyone. Messages has really restricted gun laws, which is so. The groups that are like Redneck Revolt on the left, and I don't know about anything on the right, but they don't operate in Massachusetts and New England because of how restricted the gun laws have been.
Yeah, the gun laws should be very, very relaxed. Everyone should just have guns.
My favorite right politics for the weak-minded.
Agreed. And this is one of the things that bothers us so much. Is because so many things that you guys say, and like what that guy just said right there, right?
What
we
did
all
he say?
agree. He said left versus right politics is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think we do agree on a lot of stuff. I think we disagree on really important stuff. That's why there are two sides of this fence.
All I say is we just need to be thankful for the good officers and we don't have to judge all of them like they're all bad. We should judge the system, right? Like
I don't trust the police. I don't trust the police as an institution.
Because the good ones can't then speak out.
But the biggest problem is the laws.
If me and his little white girlfriend who has never had
nothing about going to arrest so many people. We gotta draw back all the laws. Okay, we gotta make it hard for them to arrest people, and we need to respect the.
I mean, it's actually hold them accountable.
Yeah, like stop and frisk is illegal.
But works for indictments, for internal investigations, for the police systems. Bar none, those are corrupt.
Yeah.
And racist, and that's the biggest place where the institutionalized
I'm sure racism does exist, but the biggest problem is corruption. I guarantee you the police don't care what the color of your skin is. If they're corrupt, they just want to make money. That's the thing. Corruption isn't racist. Neither is evil.
Racism is the root of corruption.
If you're a racist, corruption is about money. No.
That's right.
They use racism.
Where's the money begin?
Slavery wasn't about racism. It was about corruption. It was about trying to take a human being and use him as a slave. It didn't.
So how come it was justified by saying black people weren't human? How is that?
Right. But what I'm saying
because it wasn't. No, that was an excuse. It was an excuse. It was saying, oh, they're black. So the thing is, it was corruption. If there was no money involved, then there wouldn't be slaves. There'd be no point. The slaves were all about corruption. It was about the cotton fields, everything. That's all it was.
The slaves didn't want it. They had a group that they thought was subhuman.
That was the rhetoric to make people feel like it's okay. So they would call. That's what Hitler did. That's what Hitler did.
Exactly.
Same thing with the Jews.
But what about that same rhetoric that gets put out against us, saying that we're all Nazis or white supremacists? I mean, it's bullshit. It's all a lie.
It's not that literally all of you are Nazis and white supremacists. It's that white supremacists and Nazis support you, and that doesn't seem to bother you. Yeah.
No, they hate me.
Can I just throw some in there? So I think where that stems from is when John Medlar organized the first Boston rally. He invited Augustus Invictus, who's a Holocaust denier. So that's where the shitstorm went downhill from there. For Boston.
For the August rally.
Right. So then, I mean, also Gavin McInnes is a little anti-Semitic, so that doesn't help. It's a kind of, see, you're smiling, but so, and also, I mean, the thing with Base Dickman there, like I've seen some of the videos, like he does say some racy things, but I don't, but you see what I'm saying? That's where the snowball came.
But our biggest thing is we really care about the individual, like the whole group think. Like, okay, for instance, we're out of Portland. We go to Portland a lot. There's a lot of Antifa in Portland. There's some Antifa that we talk to on a daily basis. They're good people.
Yeah.
They're great guys.
Truly anti-fascist.
Yeah, but we just disagree on a couple things. So we don't sit there and go, all of Antifa is a bunch of domestic terrorists who want to kill everybody, because obviously that's not necessarily the case. However, and it's those generalizations that all Trump supporters are white supremacists. Well, there's a Trump supporter right there, and he's browner than anybody else standing here.
I did the empathy test with Joey here, so I mean I get both sides. I was just trying to address your question, why this particular rally is been labeled a Nazi rally.
But I think people need to start doing it at a case by case, individual basis. If Identity of Europa is billed as a speaker for one of these rallies, then okay, yeah, it's a white nationalist rally. It makes sense. If David Duke gets invited, then it's a KKK event.
At what point does it cross the line into no, not legally, but like you're saying, you're only focused on the individuals. But is that just ignoring like certain trends that happen? Like the fact
most of the trends are make believe though. We've been everywhere we've gone. Everywhere that we've gone, we have been labeled as Nazis and white supremacists. Everywhere we've gone.
You need to be calling out Augustus. You need to be calling out the people that are lumping you in.
Do you guys know?
Do you know they're attacking us?
No, I'm just
Augustus.
I know the right and the left are both eating themselves.
Oh, absolutely. You guys heard about the guy who stabbed people in Portland, Jeremy Christian, right?
He was a huge Patriot Prayer fan.
He hated me.
We kicked him out.
He's a hardcore socialist.
He had to walk with Antifa. He walked with Antifa.
His ideology doesn't make any sense. It's like super contradictory.
He's not a Patriot Prayer fan. He went there to oppose me, to make me look bad. He did that on purpose. He has pictures on his Facebook page. He has pictures of Trump dressed like Hitler. At that time, we were doing pro-Trump stuff, and he was pissed off at us. And so he showed up there doing his Hail Hitler stuff and everything. But he was anti-fascist. He hated Hitler. That's why he supported Bernie Sanders. He wanted Bernie, and then he voted for Jill Stein. He's not a Patriot Prayer guy. Because I'm like, that's not what I do. That's not what I support.
But that's the information that everybody's given, right? Everybody thinks that he's a Patriot Prayer guy. But
I got that from his Facebook page a while ago before the stabbing. So I don't know if that was.
But that's one of the reasons why we come out and do this, because we're hoping that like if you guys actually sat there and listened to some of those speeches, it's freedom.
Oh, I did.
Everybody believes in freedoms, right? Freedom. Everybody wants freedom of speech, to be able to speak without being assaulted, so on and so forth. Like, why not?
So, but I don't remember which one of the speakers. One of the speakers was standing up there saying that we're here for freedom of speech, but all you people protesting are idiots and are disrespecting freedom of speech, despite the fact that we're also using our freedom of speech.
Right, but
like that's just hypocritical, and that makes me not take this seriously because of the internal complications.
We get assaulted everywhere we go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
What?
So do
Where's the
state house? So do leftists.
It's like
you missed the assault by the police officers.
Yeah, no, go up there, then take a left.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. It's a big gold dome. You can't miss
I have
it.
people saying, are because of how I look and because of our
That's not good.
So wouldn't the solution be to disavow that more and distance yourselves and condemn people who think like that instead of just kind of ignoring it?
I do all the time. That's why I get attacked by the alt-right all the time. They hate me. They seriously hate me. I get attacked by the alt-left, alt-right all day, non-stop. It's insane.
Do you see the brown guy sitting right next to us who's breaches with it too? What about our presidency?
Do you want to keep me into this?
All right, so I'm going to move on here.
All right.
So again, we're at the this Marxism rally. Things have kind of thinned out, and I'm gonna check down here. I'm with my friend Vermin Supreme, who I see in the distance. There's a lot of weird back and forth, but I think that was a decent conversation there, because we got the black bloc kind of understanding a little bit more where Joey Gibson was coming from, and Joey and his buddies maybe understanding the position of the black bloc there, and explaining what was going on with police, and you know, some of the stuff is not the stuff that they think the stuff is. So, you know.
Hey, Rod.
Hi, Vermin.
Hey, did you catch him calling for me from the stage? Don't worry.
Huh?
Thank you. Were you on the stage?
I was not on the stage.
Did you? Who had the rally footage? We need that. They were trying to get me to come up on the stage from the fucking rally.
I did not know that.
Oh, you would have loved it. It was like really
I would have
weird.
loved it.
They put me in a really awkward position. It's like, Vermin Supreme, come on up here. And I'm like, what? And everybody's like, what? It was really fucking crazy. Oh, of course. Yeah. Wonderful. Sure. Wonderful. Yeah, it was the weirdest moment, bro. And I wish you, if you could have been there at the beginning when they were all like fans and they're all like, oh, Furman. I'm like, you know, I'm a communist and you know I disagree with you about everything. As long as you know that shit. I mean, it was so fucking weird.
I did.
His name is Furman. His name is Furman.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for rescuing me.
Yeah.
Hours.
Haha.
Here, hold on. I got some notification trainers here.
Okay.
You got eyeballs? Do your eyes work? Let's see.
I do.
Let's see. We want Saturday, Sunday. Outbound. Okay, let's see. North Station, 11:30, 12, 1:30, 2:20. Missed it. Oh my God. No, maybe I didn't miss 2:20. What time is it?
I don't know. This thing is on. All right, guys. I think we're going to sign off now because everything's wrapped up. Herman, you want to say anything? Free ponies?
Oh, yeah, free ponies.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.